Hey everybody, thank you so much for another watching one of my interviews here at CPAC. You know, at CPAC, we're always finding people that are passionate about our country. They're passionate about finding ways to fix it. But most importantly, they come to events like this to meet with other people who are equally as passionate and looking for solutions. And I am with Jeff Bermant.
Yes.
And Jeff,
nice to meet you.
Thank you so much. Nice to meet you, because I've just recently found out that you're working on something that is also going to help us fight freedom, but a little bit differently. What's the name of your business?
So last year I decided I was going to build, I'm a technologist and one of the few that's probably a conservative, and I decided last year that what we needed most is to stop the censorship. And by building our own browser and our own search engine, we could accomplish that. And so we've got phase one done. You can go download Tusk Browser, and what Tusk Browser does
Tusk.
Tusk,
got it.
It's like an elephant.
Okay,
tusk, right?
okay.
It's got the elephant look. I mean, I want people to know where I come from, where I stand. But what it will do, it will give you a conservative news feed, so you don't have to go hunt for the latest trending stories that are conservative. And it will also give you easy to find links, so you can link to your favorite news organization. And then on search, we're building I think might be the next great search engine, which allows you to decide left, right, or center. What do you want to read about? Great for critical thinking in schools. I'm anxious to get this into schools where kids can start thinking about what's left, what's right, what kind of dialogue can we have about that? And usually the truth bubbles out, and conservatives tend to be more truthful, which is a really nice feature. One of the reasons I'm a conservative is because I feel like we are truthful people, and this is a great way to get it out.
So now, a little joke here, but only kind of a lead, more of a lead. So if somebody uses your search engine, they know you're conservative based. Are they only going to get conservative, hits? Are they going to get conservative things on their site?
No, because I believe in freedom of speech. You can get left, right, center.
Yeah.
So if you're for instance, if you want to see what the left's saying, you can hit a little tab. It's really easy to use, and you can see everything they're talking about the Biden laptop story. If you're on the right, you can push a button and you can see everything the right is talking about it.
Yeah.
And we're working on the center. It's not perfected yet, that you'll see both sides of the argument.
So you can literally, on your search engine, look up a news story and click a button to see what the right is saying about that news story. Click a button and see what the left is saying about the news story, and you're working on one for the middle. This is really interesting. I've never heard of anything like this.
Yeah, I dreamed this up probably in the shower, as my wife says. I came up with another one this morning, and she told me, you stick to the one you're working on right now, Jeffrey.
I love it. Well, the one you're working on now, because if I remember right, you say the one that you had in college didn't work out.
That was my tennis career.
Your tennis career didn't work out. So
no, it didn't. I went to the best tennis college in the country. I thought I'd be a star. I ended up being the greatest bench sitters of all time.
I love it. But you've now created a really unique search engine that in its own way is going to help people fight for freedom, I think, because here's what comes to my mind when I think about what you're doing. If you're on the right, you could certainly go and press the button on the right to see what the right's saying about it. But also, if you want to gather more information in order to be able to, to formulate your own values or formulate your own opinion, or another way too is maybe sometimes you want to know what the other side is doing to help either fight it or learn from it to pull enough truth out of it. You're basically using a military term of triangulating.
Yeah.
Right,
absolutely.
left, and independent, so somebody can find that middle ground or that common denominator that maybe they can associate with more to use as a tool to help them fight for freedom.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And one of the things we're going to be working on is more critical thinking for schools. So let's say you have the Biden story. I might want to build this where it shows the history of the argument, and you can see where it all started and how each side is claiming their own in a very short thing, and that will give classes the opportunity to argue the points.
I say understand perfectly. So in all my interviews here at CPAC and also in general, I like to ask some questions about freedom and liberty. Are you ready?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I believe that freedom is under attack in America, but I think freedom's under attack in ways that we don't even notice as much. It's kind of undercover rules, legislation, not through Congress, but rules and things that happen in all the agencies and our communities, our governments. How do you think freedom is most under attack in America?
Oh, it's under attack. I mean, from real estate to what you see on the web, it is all under assault. And the left has got control of this. It's the reason I jumped in. I really didn't need to jump in, but I felt like, well, we can't let freedom of speech die.
I understand. Now, what do you think is the best way we can do to fight it? Or do you think it's with Tusk, or you have?
No, well, Tusk is one. I would say elect people who can make true people who can make changes in Congress, and a president that can win, because you can control both houses and still never get anything passed because the power of the veto.
Exactly.
So you really need to get all three sort of congressional or House of Representatives, Congress, and Senate.
And I believe another thing that I always talk about is I think in our country that we are very divided in our country. What is a way that you think we are most divided, and what's a way to fix it?
I don't know how to solve I would say the best way to fight this is actually start with your kids. So the kids are going to school. My kids had this happen. They're going to school. They're learning things that I don't agree with.
Right.
And I think we start there, because this might be just like the left decided 30 years ago. Mm-hmm. They were going to get into schools. I think we need to do the same thing.
But the difference is, I think that that we're not indoctrinating children on our side from just a right wing or conservative standpoint. We just want to educate children with basic, good math, good education, good history. What they're doing is indoctrinating kids, I think, with a lot of the false narratives that we're seeing in the media.
Absolutely true, and that's one of the ways. And first of all, reading and writing has been a failure here in the United States now. So what are we teaching our children? I mean, and critical thinking is another thing that all your life you're going to have critical thinking. And if you just believe on what one side says all the time, you're not really critically thinking.
Right, exactly. Well, one more time, how do people find out about your
So you go to, if you're on desktop, it's tuskbrowser.com, Tusk browser.com, all one word. And then if you're on mobile or, both mobile, Android and iOS, just go to the store and type in Tusk Browser. It takes all about 10 seconds to download. I'm sure you'll be very happy with it, and know we're going to try and improve it.
I love it. Jeff, thank you so much for being on the show today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Everybody else, please share this visit. Go visit Tusk. And also, we got some more interviews coming up. Thank you so much, and have a great day.